Right, in this video I'm going to be going through how to answer a exam question on the new type of physics paper looking at kinetic energy and gravitational field strength. So the first question starts off with figure 1. It shows a tennis ball being thrown vertically in the air. Right, the first thing that you should really get in your mind, if something's being thrown vertically, the fact that they're throwing it implies that it's going to be using kinetic energy, and the fact that it's being thrown vertically means that as it goes up it will gain gravitational potential energy. Putting those two things together, your kinetic energy will be transformed or turned into gravitational potential energy. So it says at position 1 or at position C, the ball has just left the tennis player's hand at a speed of 5 meters per second. Tennis ball has a mass of 0.058 kilograms. Right, remember that mass is always given in kilograms. So if you're given the mass in grams, you'll need to go and convert that. Write down the equation that links kinetic energy, mass and speed. So all that is your equation for kinetic energy, which would be kinetic energy is equal to half times mass times velocity squared. Right, so just going, this is one of these occasions where you need to know your equations. Knowing your equations will get you marks. So it goes on to calculate the kinetic energy of the tennis ball at part C. So this is where you are going to go and use your equation for kinetic energy. So remember, kinetic energy is equal to half times mass times velocity squared. So you're going to go and write in what you already know. So we know that half is 0.5. We know that the mass is 0.058. And we know that the velocity is 5. So it will be 5 squared. Right, when you go through and you're calculating this, always start off with 5 squared first. So 5 times 5, then press equals. Then times it by the 0.58 even, then press equals, then go and times it by 0.5. So that would go and come out with 0.725 joules. Right, remember, units will get you extra marks. So 1.3, so position A, the tennis ball is at its maximum height. What is the gravitational potential energy at point A? Right, ignore the effect of air resistance. Right, remember, like we stated to start off with, if you're throwing the ball up straight in the air, you're transferring kinetic energy into gravitational potential energy. It's only worth 1 mark, so it's not going to be asking you to work out a great deal. So all you got to remember is that your kinetic energy, your gravitational potential energy there will be exactly the same as the amount of kinetic energy that's been transferred into it. At position B, the tennis ball has 0.38 joules of gravitational potential energy. Write down the equation that links gravitational field strength, gravitational potential energy, height and mass. Right, so same before, this is just remembering your equations. So it's just gravitational potential energy is equal to mass times gravitational field strength times by height. So just by remembering your equations, there's another easy mark. The next point is calculate the height of tennis ball B above the tennis player's hand when at position B. Right, gravitational field strength is 0.83. Right, this is worth 3 marks. So first thing that we've done, write down your equation that you're going to use. It might be worth jotting down the variables that we know. So we know that the gravitational potential energy is 0.38. We know that the mass is 0.058, and we know that the gravitational field strength is 0.98. You're going to have to go and rearrange the equation. So to get height, so height would be equal to your gravitational potential energy divided by mass times gravitational field strength. So your height is going to be 0.38 divided by, right, remember, write this in brackets and work it out beforehand, 0.058 times by 9.8, right, and that will give you a height of 0.67 meters. Right, now I've been through this, go back, have a go at this question, go and review any parts of the question that you're still not sure about, and really focus on trying to squeeze every mark out of it to enable you to get the high grades when it comes to your final result.